Hi, it's Molly and welcome back to my channel. Welcome here if it's your first time. Today's video is all about my favorite tinted moisturizers, BB creams, CC creams, hydrating tints. I feel like there's so many different names now, but what it boils down to is sheer coverage. Really quickly, to give you a breakdown, tinted moisturizers are exactly what they sound like. A moisturizer with a color in it to even out any surface skin discolorations. BB creams typically stand for a blemish balm, and those are great for people with more oily skin. A CC cream is a coverage cream, and that's going to give you a little bit more of a coverage. Think of it as a step between a tinted moisturizer and a foundation. That's your CC cream. And then we have a brand new category in 2020 called Hydrating Tints. And to me, a hydrating tint seems to be a mix of a serum with some moisturizing properties and coverage that, again, is somewhere between a BB and CC cream, if that makes sense. You can find me on Instagram at girlgetglamorous and on Pinterest at mollygardner1. And there's always more on the blog at girlgetglamorous.com. And if you find this video helpful, if you could give it a thumbs up, that really helps the video out. So thank you for that. Let's start with the most sheer and then we'll go up. This is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator, and I purchased shade Light Neutral. This is the 0.5 ounce half size and it retails for $15. There is a full 1 ounce size and that retails for $29 and it comes in 20 shades. This is a really sheer formula. I really love how lightweight it felt, but also hydrating. I think this is a great product for dry skin. Like I mentioned, I'm going to pack this mini size in my vacation bag for when we can travel again. And I like this for very, very light coverage. So this would be great for travel days, but I also think that this would make a great base under foundation. If you put this tinted moisturizer down as a base and then a foundation over it, you're going to get that perfect dewy vacation glow with the coverage you want without it looking like a ton of foundation caked on. I hope that makes sense. So this is really pretty. This is a great sheer formula. Like I said, I think it's a dry skin savior. So this is great for somebody who doesn't have a ton of surface discoloration, but this one felt great on my skin. I felt like it wore really well throughout the day. The ingredients are really clean. And overall, I was just really impressed with this product. So this is a great one for somebody who is looking for the most minimal amount of coverage. And you can see that once I have makeup on, I feel like it looks really pretty. It doesn't look super skimpy on my skin. It does just look nice and glowy. So once again, this is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. I'm wearing shade Light Neutral. Next up, we have the BareMinerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream, Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I love that this has SPF in it. It's always nice to wear a separate SPF, but for people like me that are hermits and who just go outside to check the mail, this is the perfect level of SPF. This is 1.18 ounces and this retails for $33. There are 20 shades available. This is another beautiful sheer product. As you can see, I have very much loved mine. I've like worn out the end of it, but I do love how squishable and squeezable this tube is. And I am a tube cutter, so I will 100% be using every last bit of this Complexion Rescue and purchasing another one. This is just a great product. One, I just love the coverage. I love how this looks on my skin. I love how it feels on my skin. There are 20 shades available. This is one of the few BBCC, this is one of the few sheer coverage products that comes in a peach undertone. So if you are like me and you are peachy, you are going to love this product. And I will say the only weird thing about this product is that I noticed towards the end, I tend to mix up my products a lot and not wear the same thing every day. So it takes me a little bit longer than the average gal or guy to go through my beauty products. And so I do notice at the end of this, it can smell a little bit funky, like a little bit like a penny. And it does not smell like that initially. It smells kind of like nothing actually. It's really fresh, really light, and I like that it doesn't have a heavy smell, but I always hold on to mine far too long, which is a story for another day. But basically, I would say try to go through and use this within a year if possible, and you will not have any of those issues. Just don't be gross like me. There is a reason that this is a best-selling product. It's just absolutely beautiful on the skin, wears well, feels healthy. My skin never feels clogged. It's just a great product and a decent price point for a high-end item. This is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40 with niacinamide, squalene, and hyaluronic acid. And this is a 1 ounce bottle and it retails for $46. And it's available in 18 shades. I combine shades 4 Formosa and 6 Aura. You can go to their website and it gives you so much more information on this hydrating tint. But basically this is skincare, makeup, sunscreen, all combined. Now I do wear my moisturizer underneath and I actually prefer this, which you'll see with the Tatcha liquid canvas, because this is somewhat of a mattifying primer. If you want a super, super, super dewy, fresh, glowing glass skin hydrator, this is going to be your product. This is super dewy. It looks incredible on the skin. But the reason I mentioned the squalene is because if you've never worn this ingredient before, it does take about 10 minutes for it to sink into your skin. So make sure that you give yourself that time, because at first, at least for me personally, squalene tends to sit on top of my skin and it can feel and look like it's never going to sink in. So the first time you use a squalene product, I remember the first time I ever used one, it was from The Ordinary. And I was like, does this like soak in? Like what happens here? Why is it just sitting there? Because, you know, I have a thing with textures and I like everything just to soak into my skin. I don't like any tackiness on top of my skin. It does eventually sink in, but it just does need a minute. So I say that just because I don't want you to put this foundation on and think like, what in the world is happening here? It will sink in eventually and give you that your skin but better look, which I think is very appealing. And I just love that this has skincare level ingredients. The SPF is a very high quality. It's SPF 40. And I believe they actually said that it tested at SPF 48. So that is a lot of coverage, and it's a clean beauty brand. I know a lot of people have been searching for clean products. So this one is just a really nice dewy product. Now I mentioned I prefer to wear this with a primer underneath. You do not have to do that, but for me, because I do tend to get really oily in this T-zone, I will put down that Tatcha primer and I just feel like it mats everything out the way I prefer my skin to look. And then you can pop this on and it just feels great, looks great, is a very, very radiant finish. So if you are looking for radiance, if you are looking for dewy skin, glass skin, this is going to be the pick for you. All right, while we are discussing hydrating tints, this is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Tint, and I purchased shade 30 Buff. This is 1 ounce and this retails anywhere from 15 to 18. I have seen it all over the place. I did find a deal where this was $7.50, so I will link that below in the description box. I really do enjoy this hydrating tint. Occasionally I get the drugstore itchies when I wear this, and do you know what I mean when you're like, you have to kind of tap your skin because it's itching so much, and I don't know why that is, but for the most part when I've been wearing this, it feels great. It does not clog my pores. My skin feels a-okay. I think that this is a great product for oily skin. I do notice that once I apply it, I do have to blend it out quickly because it does dry down really fast. It's a little bit more of a mousse versus the other products. As you can see, it doesn't really move around a lot on the wand. So it's a little bit more, I don't want to say dry initially, but a little bit more of a dried down product versus the super liquidy, you know, like the Ilia skin tint is drops. So you have to move a little bit more quickly because they're very liquidy. This is a little bit more of a mousse or concealer like formula. But once I'm buffing it out into my skin, I feel like you can see how nice it looks, how sheer it looks, how bright it looks. And I was sort of concerned because there aren't a ton of shades to choose from, but I do think that the shade Buff looks nice on my skin, and I think that it buffs out, I did not mean to make that pun, but I do think that it buffs out into the skin really beautifully and is a lovely product. I think that this is just an easy one to wear. My skin doesn't get super oily wearing it. It doesn't get super dry. It just feels really lightweight and feels really nice. So the only downside to me is the occasional skin itch, which, you know, is not ideal, but overall I think it's a really easy product to wear. So as you can see, I just have a sample of this Nars. This is the Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer with Broad Spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen. And this came to me in shade Growland Light 3. This came in with a recent order I placed on the Nars website, and it just so happens to be my perfect shade. Woo! So the Nars comes in 12 different shades, and it retails for $45, but for 1.9 ounces. So it's almost twice the size of every other product I am reviewing today. I just want to share that because I do think that that makes a difference. That breaks down to around $22 per ounce. I was really excited to see that this was light with a peach undertone. Like I had mentioned with the BareMinerals, it's really hard to find the more sheer products that have a peachy undertone. It tends to be more rare. It does exactly what it says. It's radiant without being shimmery. It's a great tinted moisturizer. It's evening out my skin really beautifully. The shade is a great match. It does have, so for some reason the Nars products, the Nars skin products beyond the concealers do have a slight weight on my skin. I don't know what that is, but it's not so much that it bothers me. It does feel really sheer and lightweight still. I just can definitely feel it on my skin a little bit more than other tinted moisturizers. But overall, I mean, this is such a winner of a product. I really think that it looks so beautiful on my skin. It's the perfect product if you want a little bit less coverage and a little bit more sheer of a finish than a foundation, but you still want that flawless skin look. I think that Nars really knocked it out of the park with this one. This is the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream, and this is 1 ounce and it retails for $9.99, and there are 6 shades available. I purchased shade 520 Light, and to be honest, I think I should have purchased the light medium. This is cool toned, and so it comes out a little bit pink on my skin. What impresses me about this BB cream, one, is that it truly is very matte. So if you tend to get really shiny or really oily, this would be a great product for you. I will say the downside to this is that it is heavily, heavily scented. So it is very perfumey, and the perfume scent doesn't really die down throughout the day. I noticed that it really has staying power. But I will say that the product does have staying power as well. So that's nice. It does really stay on my skin. It feels great. It looks great. My skin doesn't feel clogged the next day. My pores don't feel clogged. So if you are looking for a great, easy drugstore pick, you know, this is a good one. And I do like, again, that they don't waste a lot of packaging with this product. This is 1 ounce. Let me show you versus the Tarte. This is the Tarte 0.5 ounce. And I just love that there's not a lot of packaging wasted here. It's plastic so that you can cut it. You can get every last bit out. It travels well. This is a drugstore win. I do think it would be nice if it was a little bit less scented, but overall a very, very beautiful product. This is the It Cosmetics CC Plus Cream. This is the original formula. There's an illuminating formula and also a matte formula. This is 1.08 ounces and there are 12 shades available, and it retails for $39.50. This is just kind of a unicorn product. It's an OG. I feel like this is one of the first CC creams that came out. The fact that it's still a bestseller says something. One, I'm so glad that they started coming out with different shades, because before I was right between fair and light, and now they have fair light and it's perfect. This is actually what I'm wearing on my skin today, by the way. So I just really think it's a great product. I would be curious to try the matte because it's interesting. In person, I don't look shiny right here, but I feel like on camera, I am looking a little bit shiny. I don't know, maybe it just looks radiant. I feel like the It Cosmetics is the perfect product for somebody for whom a tinted moisturizer is not enough coverage, but a foundation feels like too much. This to me is just your product. I have a lot of surface redness, so I really like the IT Cosmetics because I will do my full skincare routine. I will use a moisturizer underneath. That goes for all of the products that I've talked about today. I will always go through and do my full skincare routine. Your products will always look better with a great base, so keep that in mind. So I do my Jack Black moisturizer, and then I will put this on top, and it really buffs beautifully into my skin. To me, this has just, like I said, the perfect amount of coverage. I have worn this product for a month straight before, which is kind of rare for me. I tend to change up my products a lot, and I just went through a, I don't know, do we call it a phase? It's just something that I did. I wore this for a month straight, and at the end of that month, I noticed that my skin looked so good. I was really impressed with that. I did not realize that it had so many skincare benefits. I have always loved the IT Cosmetics CC cream, and I continue to love it. Yeah, I really like it. I don't know what else to say. I really enjoyed this product. There are a few more that I could not get my hands on in time to film this. One is the Laura Mercier oil-free moisturizer, and another one was the Garnier, which is actually the first video I ever did for my YouTube channel. If you want to go watch me, you know, in a dark room. Basically, I was like in my kitchen with almost no lights on. So if you want to go watch that video, have at it. But I will try to do a follow-up because there are so many products that keep being released. So I will try to do a follow-up video as well when I get my hands on those. But that is everything. I hope it was helpful to see it on. If you have any more questions about coverage, color, anything like that, make sure that you ask it below. I do try to read all the comments when a video first goes up. You know, throughout the week, I'll try to check in a few more times and answer questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to, you know, ask below. Let me know if you have any favorites that maybe I overlooked. I'm always looking to try new products, or let me know if you had any favorites from this video too. So I don't know, let's chat. Leave me a comment below. All right, that's everything. Thank you. I hope that it was helpful. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.